I'm Paul Campbell, and this is Alexander Roach. Thanks for the opportunity to come and have a bit of a chat with you about ACU's Moodle story. What we're going to sort of cover is, I'm going to cover a bit about our project objectives, our project approach, the product selection, partner selection, implementation and the successful completion. And then I'm going to hand over to Alexander, probably for the stuff that you might be a bit more interested in relation to having a look at how it all works and the approach we took to architecture, integration, migration, and some of the cool things that we, Andrew Godgic and ACU sort of came up with in the Moodle solution. So we were supposed to have our Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Students Learning and Teaching, Anne Cummings, join us this morning. She's had to send her apologies along. She's had another engagement. But I'm hoping that Alexander and I can get across the experience we had and share some interesting stuff with you. So my role in the project was a project custodian. So I worked with Anne and the other people on the project to, I suppose, move the project forward. We had some pretty aggressive sort of timeframes we needed to hit. We wanted to be as inclusive as we could with people across the university, and we achieved that and come up with a solution that met all our needs, but also involved all of the people that we needed to across the university. So some of our project objectives were to, the main thing we needed to address was we needed to replace our Blackboard CE8 environment. We also wanted to, rather than just put a new system in place, we wanted to, I suppose, reposition learning management systems in the organisation and embed it more in the teaching and learning of the university. And we also wanted to incorporate with that some broader professional development of staff around their use of learning management systems and the integration. So we went about developing a specification, and that was a good exercise to kind of look at exactly what we were looking for from our online environment for teaching. And so it incorporated the core LMS functionalities, a learning content management system, virtual classroom, e-portfolios, lecture recording, plagiarism detection, and then also incorporated a student portal, which sort of brought together some of the other information that students wanted, like timetabling, integration with timetabling systems and exam systems, etc. So we went about the product selection process. We considered Blackboard, Desire to Learn and Moodle in the selection process. We had a very structured approach to the evaluation, again involving that broad range of people from faculties, learning and teaching centre, library, IT and other stakeholders. The products were kind of quite close in that process, although I'm not sure all the Moodle mooters would sort of agree that the other two might be close. We ended up choosing Moodle and went from there. So then we moved into a partner selection process. We've been working with NetSpot for many years on our Blackboard CE8 and previous version environments. We considered NetSpot and Andrew Godgic, and in the end we chose Andrew Godgic as our partner for our learning management project, which towards the end of the project got a new name. We call it LEO, so Learning Environment Online. And you'll see a few of our people wearing their LEO hats. You might understand what that's about now. So we ended up working with Andrew Godgic. We chose them because we felt that they had a good approach to architecture, which we'll see a little bit of in a moment. They had a very can-do attitude. They had a very partnering approach to things. We felt they were nimble, and we had confidence that in a fairly tight time frame, which was about 12 months, we could, or probably a little bit less once we actually got to starting it, we could deliver on that time frame. So we moved into an implementation phase, or development and implementation phase. We had a fair bit of complexity in trying to migrate and also kind of, I suppose, reinvent our units, taking them from Blackboard to the new system of Moodle. And Andrew Project were very good at coming up with some very clever strategies for dealing with that. Andrew Project and our teams also work very closely together to meet the special needs of faculties. We have 5 different faculties and they all have slightly different needs. So that worked well. And as I mentioned before, our Learning and Teaching Centre incorporated some broader professional development programs in the project. And we delivered on time, which was great. So we ended up with a student-centric approach to our LMS and the integrated products, which you'll see a little bit more of in a moment. And overall, a very successful implementation, which was launched in February this year. So I'm going to hand over to Alexander now for a bit of a look at how we went about it.